Vivek, have you started recording?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See guys, I told you yesterday what about serialization, deserialization. Serialization means sending an object into a file, right? How to do that? So Java provides a predefined classes, file stream classes, because we need to convert the object into stream, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So first you see, we have prepared a class called employee, and make sure that whatever the class involves in serialization and deserialization must be serializable class. Serializable class means what? So every class will not be able to convert into streams. You have to convert, you have to prepare that class in such a way that it should convert into streams. So what to do? There is a predefined interface called serializable interface, which is called as marker interface. What do you mean by marker interface? Marker interface means the interface which does not contain any abstract method. Generally what we see, every interface will contain some abstract methods, right?
Okay.
But marker interface only use it to convert an object into another format. Like here you can see the serializable. Now our class has converted into serializable class. So if you create an object for this, that object will be produced as serializable object. Then that object can be able to involve into serialization and deserialization. Let us see. See, first, right, there is an employee class with ID, name, balance, getters and setters, to string method. Okay, we already created this object, and you can see the class serialization demo. What is there in serialization demo class? See, first we created object for the employee class. We set some values to the employee object, right? Now employee object which contains some values has to be placed in permanently file, external file, right? So you can see for that I am creating file output stream object first, class which will use it to convert that object into stream based concepts. So file output stream FOS equals to null, object output stream. Why object output stream? See, like scanner class, we have a scanner class, right? Scanner dot next means directly it will read the value, right? So scanner having all that to read and these values from the keyboard. Similarly, if you go to file input stream, file output stream does not contain the methods. See, if you observe FOS dot C, write. See, there are how many methods in file output stream? How many methods? Write method. What are they? Is there any method that can write an object? Do you see any method that can write an object?
No.
No, there is no method inside file output stream class to write an object. That's why we have taken help of object output stream. Okay. The object output stream is a class which allows us to provide a write-in object into files. Okay. So first we need to target our file name. So file output stream will create first a file. See, that is the concept here. d://serial.txt. This is the text file I am creating in D drive. So the location and the file name we need to specify while creating object for the file output stream. So file output stream is created along with the file location and name. This is the object representing the file output file. Okay. So file nothing but what? FOS here. The second, object output stream. While you are creating object output stream, you have to specify the destination again, because file output stream destination is what? The stream will take the data into the serial.txt. So when you are putting the object into object output stream, where this has to take the data again, so object output stream destination is FOS. So when you send the data to object output stream, it will send the data to file output stream. So file output stream means automatically file stream, right? So likewise we can send the data through object output stream to file output stream. That automatically be stored into serial.txt. And you can see OOS dot, there is a method now. Write object method is there, right? Now you will find the method for writing an object. In object output stream you got write object and then you put the employee object. Understand? So employee object will be kept in OOS first. Then from OOS, where is the destination? FOS. FOS means what? It will go to file output stream. Similarly, the whole data will be stored in a serial.txt. Then you can close the file and in the finally block you can see we are closing all the resources in the finally block. Let's run this, and after that we'll put a message, file created fully. If everything goes good, it will print this message. See, file created successfully. Where exactly you are targeting your files? D drive. See guys, in D drive there is a file, but you can't read this file directly. If you open, you will see some contents, see employee of something like that, but you can't see exactly the contents because it is in object format, right? Stream based concept. It is in ASCII codes. So it is not a normal text file to read it. We need to write another program to read these contents. Understand? That is deserialization. If you observe here, again we are creating input stream, file input stream. We have created file output stream there, and here we are creating file input stream and object input stream. File output stream, object output stream we have created, right? Now what we are creating? File input stream, object input stream, both. Now file input stream is pointing to serial.txt. Okay, file input stream will read the data from the given target file, and it prepares one object called FIS, and from FIS the object input stream will read the data. Why object input stream? Because there is a method called read object. We don't have any method directly in a file input stream to read the objects. That is the concept. So you can read the object. See, it will read the object in which format? Java object format. Which format, guys? Why it is not reading in our format? Because any existing reading process, speaking process will not be in your directly customized. So it will be default Java object only. The data will be picked in the form of Java object. If you want, later you convert into employee and store into your employee object. Right? Then you can put that object into system.out.println. Then its a toString method will be. See what happens if you use the object of this class in sysO. You know that automatically the toString method is called, right? And it will print the contents of the data. Let us see. See, employee ID equals to 100, name equals to Sachin, balance equals to 666. Done? Are you able to read this data?
Yes, sir.
Understand now what happened exactly? Is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay.
But why do you want to create files, sir? In
Because
which
to store
applications?
to store my object permanently. See, now even my program is closed, my data is stored in file now. Earlier, do you have that option?
No.
No. If you want to store your data which you are reading, okay, that object data you can store into files.
Okay.
But nowadays we are not using files anyhow. We are using databases. Right? This is one of the processes there. Java providing file input output stream objects. So I am giving demonstration for that.
Okay.
Chandra, okay?
Okay, sir.
If you want your object stored in files, then use this concept. Done?
Yeah.
Right. So let us start Advanced Java introduction today. What about the yesterday's project? Case study?
I have done the first part, sir.
Didn't completed.
I didn't do the second part.
Okay, no problem. Read it and do it. Okay, within
Yeah.
1 or 2 days you can submit. I think
I have emailed it to you.
Vivek, right? You already
Yeah.
completed, huh?
Only first exercise.
But I see car, my main motorbike, vehicle, all.
Yeah, this is the abstract one, vehicle. The remaining two, car and motorcycle classes, and this is the main, main method.
This is simple. See, car, motorbike, but motorbike. What is this car and motor? Okay, vehicle.
The classes,
Main.
main method.
Which code you have finished? Car and motorbike. Huh?
Yeah, first one, exercise one.
This is abstract class. This is concrete class, no?
No, vehicle is abstract class, and both are concrete classes. Motorbike.
Okay, okay. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, make color get make. There are methods specified. Now you don't use any getters and setters at present. We specify their methods only. Use those specific methods.
Okay, sir.
In that case study, there are methods also. You can check. Use those methods only. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So in advanced Java, first concept is JDBC, guys. What is JDBC? You can simply understand this is a SQL for file system. So instead of storing data into files, you can store the data into databases. This is the latest technology, right? So there are a lot of advantages to storing data in the databases, right? What is the advantage? So database provides security, database provides integrity constraints, database provides concurrent access, database centralized, right? Is it or not?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Many benefits are there. But database is not prepared by Java, right? Is database is prepared by Java?
No.
No.
Java people, no. So it is third party, right? So can I directly communicate like I did in case of files? Is there any direct class provided by Sun Microsystems or Oracle for us? No.
No.
Like in files, we had stream classes, file input stream, file output stream. You can communicate with the files directly. But we don't have any predefined classes in Java application to communicate with the databases, right? Because there is not only one database, right? There are many databases. MySQL is there, Oracle is there, right? Lot of things are there, right? Is it or not?
Yeah.
So that's why the database communication drivers, which is called as JDBC drivers for Java. If database to Java communication is called as JDBC driver. So driver is nothing but it is a software component like a class. It is a class software component. It must be loaded in order to communicate with the database. That is a concept here. Main concept, okay, is a JDBC driver. So as we already know that if you want to recognize your pen drive, what happened first when you insert into the system? First drivers are loaded, na? Huh? First drivers are loaded, na? Until a driver is loaded into memory, can you recognize your pen drive or any device?
No.
Chandra?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because it is a other device. It is not prepared by Microsoft, right? So Windows does not recognize directly. So third party vendor will give a driver along with the device, right? The device driver will be loaded first. Then the contents of driver will be able to copy and paste, right? Similarly, here we have JDBC driver. So who will prepare this driver? Obviously, the vendor will prepare the driver, right? He will prepare driver. Oracle vendor will prepare driver for Oracle. MySQL vendor will prepare driver for MySQL. Understand? MS SQL server will prepare driver for communication with my MS SQL server. Similarly, all the database vendors will have to prepare the drivers themselves and give to the Java people. Understand, guys?
Yes, sir.
So now we are working with Oracle at present. So Oracle software, when you load, there will be a file called OJDBC14.jar file, which contains driver classes and packages. Understand? A jar file contained in a specific software of Oracle. You have to set the class path if you want to work with JDBC. That is the concept. Understand, guys? I'll show you practically. So then you will be able to access the JDBC driver of Oracle. If you want to work with MySQL database, then MySQL will provide a MySQL connector.jar, MySQL connector bin.jar. So you have to set the class path to that particular jar file. Okay. So where it will be located along with the software installation of the database, you will get the drivers. That's it. Then Java application is able to communicate with the database. That is the concept. Understand? But these drivers are prepared in 4 different architectures, guys. Theoretically, if you want to learn something, see there are 4 architectures. You can see type 1, type 2 architecture, type 3 and type 4. Anyhow, latest one is native protocol. Native protocol Java driver. This is the type 4 driver we'll call, type 4 latest one. So earlier type 1 was there and JDK 1.0 has released JDBC ODBC bridge driver it was called. So it was very old one. So JDBC ODBC type 1 driver. What is this driver? So who prepared this driver? See, instead of prepared by vendor, this type 1 driver has prepared by Oracle people only. So how it will communicate to all drivers? That is another question raises, right? As I told you, every vendor has to prepare his own driver, right? But how if a Java people prepare any driver, how one driver can communicate with all the databases? So it is not possible. But what it will do, the driver will take the help of another driver called ODBC driver for Oracle, ODBC driver for MySQL. There is a driver available, existing driver inside Oracle, inside MySQL. Every database will release one open database driver. Open driver means what? It can communicate to any, not only to Java, C, C++, VB, any language you can communicate through using ODBC drivers. Okay. Using ODBC, open database means what? JDBC means only for Java. ODBC means what? It can communicate to either C, C++, Java, or Java, any other language. That is the common driver released by all databases. So nowadays every driver, every database vendor will prepare JDBC and ODBC both. Right. So if the JDBC type 1 driver prepared by Sun Microsystems itself uses ODBC, what happens now? So our Java calls has to convert into ODBC first. Then ODBC calls will be converted into database calls. If any request comes back, then again it has to convert into ODBC, ODBC to JDBC again, Java. So 2-layer conversion. So process is very slow. And you can see ODBC directly does not communicate with the Oracle. ODBC again depends on vendor libraries. Vendor library means suppose it is a client system, it is a server system, guys. So server system, Oracle has to be loaded in the client system also. Other than the client libraries are not loaded in the client system, this cannot communicate with the server. That's another drawback. That means the web applications we cannot develop using JDBC type 1. Why? Because web applications are not communicating with the local system. Web application uses browser, right? For executing application, browser has its own environment. So even the client libraries are loaded in the current system, the web browser cannot communicate with the system operating system. You know that? Okay or not?
Yes, sir.
So if you can't communicate with vendor libraries in the current system, you cannot reach to the server. That is a drawback. So this type of drivers cannot communicate. See, number one, it is very slow process, right? And the second one, it cannot communicate with the vendor libraries. This is the driver class name. This is the URL. Okay. Anyhow, we are not going to use. This is the old one. But you keep remember, that's it. This is a type 2 architecture. Type 2 driver advantage is what? It is not prepared by Java people, it is prepared by vendors. It is prepared by whom? Vendors. So that's why you see ODBC requirement is eliminated from here. JDBC driver type 2 given by Oracle people only communicates with directly vendor libraries and it will reach to the server. The advantage is what? Only one layer conversion is there, not two layers like earlier. So speed is increased, but still it is depending on vendor libraries. So can I communicate with a browser? No, no,
Yeah.
no. So that's why there is another drawback. It cannot useful for developing web applications. And if you observe, so who will prepare these drivers? Vendors. How the vendors will prepare? See, this is the driver class with the packages. This is the class name, this is the packages. We have to refer the driver class always with the package names. Okay, this is the name of the driver, location, URL, everything is specified. I will tell you what is this. And these are the jar files. I told you, no, if you want to work with the type 2 or type 4, both are available in these jar files. Right? If you have Oracle 8 version, these jar files, Oracle 9 version, these jar file, 10 or 11, 12, then these jar files. So everything is specified here. And also you can see the location of jar files. If after installing Oracle software, you will find your jar files here. Whole location also I specified here. You can read this document. Understand? And we'll see this later. See, SID, how we'll get the SID? This is the command to get the SID of the current Oracle version. I will tell you these all things practically. Okay. And this is the advantage, guys. There is type 3, type 4. See, if you come to type 4 finally, it directly communicates without using any of the mediator. That is the advantage. So it is well suited for web application development. And the class name, see, either you can use this one or this driver class, and this is a thin. This is called as thin driver. This is the URL. See, after loading the drivers, you have to specify the URL to communicate with the database. These are the application protocols. In internet, when you want to communicate with the Gmail or something, what you say, www.http, right?
Yeah.
HTTP is a network protocol. Here, JDBC Oracle is a software protocols we need to use. Thin, name of the driver. What is the name of the driver? Type 4 driver, right? This is the syntax you have to provide as URL. @localhost or IP address. What do you mean? Where exactly the server is located, you have to give that system name. Oracle ekkadundi, where is the Oracle? Okay, that location you have to provide here. In which system Oracle there, where we have to communicate, either in local system or remote system. And in that system, which port communicated? See, every server is communicated to a port, right?
Yeah.
In the particular system, what is the port number I need to communicate? You have to provide the port number. Next, in that port, what is the service ID? Service ID also you have to provide SID. How will get SID? I will tell you. What is the port number also? I will tell you. This is the URL you need to provide. If everything goes correct, then it will establish the connection. Along with that, you have to give the username and password also. Right, guys? So, do you have idea about Oracle or MySQL, any databases?
No.
Simple commands: insert, update, delete, select.
Yeah.
Any idea?
Yes, sir.
Srujan?
No.
Yeah, little bit. I
Yeah,
have idea on
that's it.
inserting delete,
Yeah, insert, delete, update. It's
creating
simple.
tables.
You just know what exactly it is. That's it.
Yeah.
Not whole command. Chandra,
Yeah, sir.
do you have any idea about that?
Yeah.
little bit, insert, update, delete,
Yeah.
select command, right? Okay.
Yes.
Vivek,
No, sir.
completely zero?
Yeah.
You never touch Oracle or any other databases? Access?
No.
Okay. Try to understand when I'm doing, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
When you open Oracle, I have Oracle, I will send you the link, you download and install today.
Okay.
See, after you install Oracle, you will find this command, run SQL command line, connect. Username I have given system, and you will be also using system, but password different. I am giving system only. When you are installing Oracle, it will ask you to give the password. Remember that password and give here, okay? See, you already entered into Oracle now. To see the contents, select star from table name. You will see the data. Understand? Hello?
Yes, sir.
If you want to create a table, you have to give the create table command. Create table, table name, ID, number, comma, name, varchar. This is the data type here, varchar2, like our string. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Salary, number, 8, comma, 2. This is a simple command to create a table. So a table is created with the ID, name and salary, 3 fields, right?
Yeah.
So insert data. Insert into table name KK, then values 100, Sachin, then what? Salary. You can give decimals. See, 8.2 means 2 decimal places, total digits 8. Length you can give up to 8. One row created, na?
Yeah.
Created or not?
Yes, sir.
If you want, again you type one more row. If you want to see what? Select. That's it. Keep on remember these 2 commands and of 3 commands at least. Is it not so easy?
Yeah. Easy.
Create table, insert data and look the data, display the data. Select command to display the data. Understand? You have this in your video now, you just go and practice today. Right
Yeah.
guys?
Sure.
Right. So let us develop a simple application just to communicate with the database. Package day.1 class JDBC demo1 with the main method. Simple. Today we'll do just how to establish the connection and see and close it. That's it. Okay. So there are some steps involved. You have to perform those steps. Step number 1. You have to load the drivers. Loading driver. The step number 2. Establish connection. Step number 3. Closing connection. That's it. Loading drivers means what? That the type of drivers which you are using, either type 1, 2, 3, 4, that you have to load in the memory. Now first, how you will do that? There is a method inside a class called class for name method. The driver name. What is the driver name for type 4? See, either this or this. You take this driver class and put it here. Done guys. So this particular driver is loaded into memory. Understand? Class dot for name is a predefined method guys. This is a fixed line every JDBC will follow. And you see, either you use surround with a try catch. It is a checked exception. Mandatory. Class not found exception, right? Next what? Establishing connection. There is a driver manager class get connection method. You provide the URL. What is the URL? Oracle colon JDBC colon thin. Remember we already done here. See, this is the Oracle. Copy and paste it. JDBC, sorry, JDBC colon Oracle colon thin at the rate host name. So I am using my local Oracle, right? I can say at the rate local host. You know what do you mean by local host?
Within system.
Current system. Where is my Oracle? In my system, no?
Yeah.
Port number is 1521. It's a fixed port number for Oracle, guys. 1521 is a fixed port number. SID is XE. SID is what? XE, Express Edition. How to know what is SID of current Oracle? Go to Oracle and check. Select star from global underscore name. What is this? This is a command which will help you to get the SID. Understand? Whatever you will get in your Oracle, you just type this here. Next, to the username. What is the username? What is the password? You specify username and password. And if everything goes correct, everything, all values are correct, it will establish the connection and return the connection instance. When it is returning connection instance, how you will store? There is a interface called connection inside JDBC. Connection con equals to, see, you can receive with connection interface variable. Right? See, if there is something called iterator is receiving, how you will receive? Iterator, right? Likewise, you are receiving what? Connection reference. So how you will receive? Through connection interface. There is a connection interface in java.sql package. This is again throwing one more exception. SQL exception. We have to handle it. Right, guys? Done. So, two steps are involved to establish the connection. If the successfully established or not, how do you know that? Now we need to check whether the connection is established or not. So we will check the connection. So best practice is what? Don't give complete connection con here. As per our previous practice, say connection con equals to null, declare the reference variable and use that variable here. Right? So if connection is successfully established, you will get the address of connection reference. Otherwise, what does the connection contains? Null value, no? If con is not equals to null means what?
Connection established.
That's it. Connection established. Just a moment. Huh? Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
This error is coming by class not found. Oracle driver you are using in your program. Did you attach the jar file? No, na? So to your project, we have to attach the jar file first. Go to build path, libraries, okay? Add library, sorry. Go to properties, build path, libraries, external jars. OJDBC 14.jar is there, right?
Yeah.
Where exactly the location? I specified in this, right? You can see in type 2 itself I have given. See, everything we specified in this book. This is the location, Oracle EXE and all. So that we need to specify. See, go to in that particular location. There you will find OJDBC 14.jar. Attach it. Just say OK. See, this is attached reference library here. Now you can run our project. If everything goes correct, see it will give connection successful. Understand, guys? This is simple JDBC connection code. And these two lines are common for every JDBC program. After this only you can do something. So I will send the Oracle link to all of you. Just download and install in your system. Then try to write this code. You already see in my video, right?
Yeah.
Check it and try to run this project and let us see any difficulties if you get. We'll check it in tomorrow. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Okay, Chandra, we can close.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So tomorrow and day after tomorrow, maybe the same time, guys. Any issue?
No, sir. 8 o'clock is it?
Yeah, same time. Today's time only.
Okay.
Okay, Vivek.
Yeah. No problem, sir.
Okay, right. If you have any problems, tell me. Okay.
Yeah.
So these are the clear notes I have. I'm sending, guys. You go through this and go through video, and just try to solve the problem at least today. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.